Alright everybody, welcome back to, once again, partake in the joy of PDH alongside me, Derek. Today is Wednesday, August 13th, 2025, and we're kind of circling back to Edge of Eternities. I know I got a little sidetracked there with Alan Hargreaves and whatnot, but this is a great set, and I want to showcase more cards from it. And today we're doing Mechan Assembler. So lately I've been kind of obsessed with doing like affinity stuff. Welcome, Bill. Good to see you, buddy. Lately I've been obsessed with like doing affinity related stuff in like PDH and actually EDH as well. I've been brewing up EDH decks recently, and I really find it fascinating. So I want to do something kind of like that, and this card's kind of perfect for it. I think this design is like super elegant. So let's just go over the card real quick. Yeah, artifact things are sweet, but specifically like I really like mono blue artifact stuff. I've recently been playing Charforger, which is like a black red like artifact sacrifice deck. It's really like the coolest red black sacrifice commander that they've ever made, like the most interesting, I think. Anyway, not to get too off topic here, but Mechan Assembler, 5 mana, so this is a beefy child. Artifact creature, robot artificer, 4/4, so he's he can tangle. Um, Whenever another artifact you control enters, make a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Triggers only once each turn. So a couple things to note here. One, and like I said, I think this is a really elegant design, and I'll explain why here. I think that this kind of combination of specifically worded clauses works really well together. Um, for like an uncommon creature, um, it triggers off any artifact, so tokens as well. But you can't have that unless it's bound by this once each turn trigger. Um, it's kind of like a perfectly balanced effect. I'm kind of like speechless. It's just like a thing of beauty, in my opinion. Just like a perfectly balanced text box. But notably, we make 2/2 tokens whenever any artifact enters, and it triggers once each turn. So a couple things is that we're going to be trying to make tokens or artifacts on other people's turns, so we can maximize our 2/2s. We're going to be playing a lot of like, all the blue affinity stuff, things that care about artifacts. Um, just like steady stream of card advantage and just like generate as many tokens as consistently as possible that we can use for any number of things, like buffing our affinity count to cast affinity spells, improvise. There's at least one good improvise card. Um, Things like Filigree Familiar. No, not Filigree Familiar. Filigree Attendant is the one. So 4 mana, star 3, and it's power to go down to artifact control. These sorts of things. We'll get into that right now. So let's just start. If you remember, not 2 minutes ago, we talked about briefly. We never talked about it. I mentioned it. This is a 5 mana commander. So we're going to start with some mana rocks after we put our islands in here. Island. This is going to be like a 37 lander, because our commander is going to kind of be a lightning rod. It's going to be like a big part of what we're doing. 37, and then we're going to do mana rocks. And don't worry, we'll add artifact lands at the end. I know that's like low-hanging fruit for all of you peanut galleries out there, but we'll get to that. So we'll start with the one Silvermere, Ornithopter of Paradise. We'll even go so far as to include Bronze Walrus. This is a card that I just kind of enjoy in a general sense. It's a 3 mana creature, but it ETB scries 2 and then adds mana of any color. It's a really versatile card. It's really easy to find a home for this thing. We could even go so far as to play like, I guess there's like a lot of other things I care about casting artifacts. These are just kind of general mana dorks, but I don't think I want anything like, I mean, we could play like Mannequin. I'll probably shave these down, because I don't think we need all of them. Hedron Crawler. And there's a number of ones that care about artifacts specifically, like Oaken Siren's probably my favorite one, just because like it's a mana ability stapled onto a Hovermere, which is a pretty cool combination of things. I'm a big Hovermere fan, so this one is definitely a good one. But let's see. Yeah, Heapgate is another way to do it. With a small gates package. That's true. Let's just look for blue cards, creatures, because I'm not sure all the creatures that do an add. So this is just going to search for creatures that make mana. Blue has a number of them that may generate mana just specifically for artifacts. So we're going to take a look at those here. Automated Artificer is pretty okay. It's got a good body. I like that. Can block. Let's put that in here. These things are also fine just because, like, they're fine or they're good early. And obviously if we draw them when we already have enough mana, we'll generate a token off of them half the time. Which I like. Don't really care about Deranged Assistant. I don't think we're doing a lot of mill stuff. Guideline Optimizer. I don't like the 2-1s. They don't really... Because, I mean, I guess it doesn't really make a difference, right? Like, if I'm playing Silvermere, like, these things seem perfectly reasonable. I like this one more because it's an artifact, so we'll play Guideline Optimizer. I think the fact that this is not an... this Creeping Peeper is not an artifact... I guess it doesn't care about artifacts. Really, I just want the artifact ones. Kozilek Chandler is cute, but I'm not going to play that one. You can be like Opaline Unicorn. It's pretty bad, though. This is like a step down and then another step down. We'll get there. You all need to chill out. You all need to chill out. I'm aware, Magnifying Glass. We'll get there. We'll get there. Sagely Noble is interesting. Not too impressed with that one, though. I really like being able to have colored mana. Like Scuttlebutt is like a good example of that, although, you know, I think Bronze Walrus is like kind of what we're looking for as far as 3 mana creatures. Oh, Vidalcan Engineer's a heater. Yeah, we'll play Vidalcan Engineer. So that adds 2 mana. It's not an artifact, but that's okay. Vidalcan Engineer, yeah. 2 mana of any color to play artifacts or activate abilities. I just started, everybody. Stop. Chill out. We'll get there. We'll get there. And then we'll just play some good mana rocks here, like, you know, Mind Stone, Arcane Signet. I think I even want to play, like, Commander Sphere, even though, like, it's a monocolor deck, so the fact that it taps for multiple colors doesn't matter, but we can sacrifice it to draw a card, which I like quite a bit. Same thing with Mind Stone. We can, like, cash these in for cards. Arcane Signet's just like a good 2 mana rock. We could also do like Power Stone Shard, or which is the one? Fracture Power Stone. Yeah, 2 mana rock adds a colorless, and you can roll the planar die, which almost never matters, obviously, but it's just like a weird 2 mana rock that's shoehorned in there. Then we'll do. What am I thinking of? We could play Sky Diamond. We could play... I like 2 mana rocks in general. Just, I mean, the 3s are good. We're going to play Magnifying Glass for sure, but I really just like the 2s. Anything that, like, eases the burden on our mana so we can just, like, cast more spells. It's pretty good. Cold Steel Heart. That's a common, right? Nope. I know, I like Cold Steel Heart, though. Alright, let's just look at artifacts. Let's just look for some other rocks here. Sort by mana value, my favorite thing to do. Alright, we got all these cool things down here, all these 1 mana things that I love. And then we're going to move up a little bit. Got Mannequin. Sky Diamonds. Oh, Star Compass. That's right. Star Compass is just like a second Sky Diamond. Obviously, it adds more colors if you're in more colors. Don't need... Oh, let's play Office. Just in case. All right, so we've got 15, 16 additional mana sources. It seems fine for a 5 mana commander that we're going to want to cast more than once. I don't think there's much else. Yeah, that's the end of the list anyway. So let's get Magnifying Glass, and then I think we're going to call it. There's also a handful of other things that we'll do. Have other like non-artifact cards that we'll add to beef our numbers here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll search for cards that investigate. There's a handful, like some good utility-ish cards that I can think of. Like Deduce is a good example. This is probably like one of the better ones. Even something like Jace's Scrutiny, giving something -4/-0. as an instant, like being able to like use this to like in combat, like someone attacks us with a thing, and we can shrink it and then block it with a token that we make. It seems really good. Also, secrets of the key. So I put magnifying glass here, right? Yeah, okay. So we'll have the instant speed one. So we'll play Deduce. A good thing about these is that they are spells and not permanents. We'll play Floodhound. That's an exception, just because this is an activated ability to generate clue tokens. What's this? Return one other creature to investigate. If we control it. No, this card's kind of shitty. Okay. We'll play Jace's Scrutiny. I like this card. I'm a big fan of like these kinds of effects. This one and Chilling Trap and is it Stream? Oh, I forget the name of it. Stream of Unconsciousness or something like that. But 1 mana, give everything -4/-0. If you control a wizard, you draw a card. This is very similar. A little bit worse, obviously, but we want to be generating artifact tokens at instant speed, and this is a great way to do it. And then Secrets of the Key. There's a couple things that give us treasures at instant speed too, and we'll look at those in a second. Depths of Desire is a great one. It's like a repulse, except instead of drawing a card, we make a treasure, which in this deck will make us a 2/2, which is pretty sweet. Depths of Desire. We can look at Heapgate once we get there. Not a lot of like instant speed treasure stuff, which is fine. I don't think I do like Duodrone here, but I don't think we'll need it, because this is something that'll generate a token on our turn, and we're gonna have tons of stuff to cast. So the usefulness of this card is greatly diminished. And then we've got Equipment. Heapgate's probably the only thing here that is any good outside of Depths of Desire. Right? Are there this few blue cards that make treasures? That's kind of odd to me, but whatever. And I think there's barely anything that makes food. Yeah, Bumbleflower Shape, that's the only card. Okay. Let's look at artifacts that have flash. Caleb, we're getting there. We're getting there. There's a lot of blue flash stuff. Just like off the top of my head, Ilvoy Lightjammer and Quick Draw Dagger are two like cards that are perfect. Years ago in EDH, I played this card in a Layla deck, a fairy, where whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment, you make a 1/1 flying fairy token. And these cards are really sweet, like these equipment that you flash in, because you put it on the stack, you make a token, this enters, you can attach it to the token, and then like do some cool stuff. This is very similar in functionality. So we're gonna play Quick Draw Dagger. 3 mana equipment, flash. When it ETBs, we attach it automatically. And then it just gives a thing +1/+1, and it equips pretty cheap. So it's like a combat trick in 2 ways, because we can just give a thing +1/+1 first strike, or we can just put it on the token that we make. So this card's quite good. And Ilvoy Lightjammer is the same way. This is more of a protection spell, so it's a little more modal. When it ETBs, it attaches to a thing and gives that thing hexproof. So we can either use it to save a creature, or we can just like cast it in combat to make a 2/2, attach this, make it a 3/4, and just block something and kill it. That kind of flexibility I value very highly. I just like cards that do multiple things. In PDH, that's kind of what you have to do, just because like steady forms of card advantage are pretty thin. I'm gonna play Instant Ramen too. Yeah. In decks, oh hello, I always do that. I hit the print screen button. In non like green and white decks, or black, like basically in red and blue decks, ways to gain life are really, really good, because you don't really have much that does it. And just like random foods will keep you alive. Anybody who has played decks with cards that make food knows this to be a fact. Galvanic Key is interesting. So it untaps an artifact. That might be good enough. It may be. I mean, Scale and Tooth, I'm not as high on, just because, like, sure they have flash, but then the card doesn't really like do anything outside of that. It's like very, very minimal. Whereas like Quick Draw Dagger and Ilvoy Lightjammer like get people. Chrome Prowler we're going to play though. Chrome Prowler is good because not only is it like a creature that has flash, so it also ETBs and taps something down. So it's a combat trick. It pushes through blockers. It prevents somebody from attacking us. It also makes a 2/2 when it enters, so that's good. And then we can play Cogwork Wrestler. For the same reason why I like Jace's Scrutiny, I kind of like this card too. The only reason why I'm playing it is because it is a flash artifact for this, but it does shrink a thing, and it costs 1 mana, and it makes a token when we cast on someone else's turn. So I think Cogwork Wrestler is great. And the thing about these cards is that you don't even have to like use them to get people. You can just cast them on like your opponent's end step and make a token if you don't need an extra body or something. So that's good. All right, let's put in the affinity stuff now. All right, so like Frogmite, Mirror Enforcer, Sojourner's Companion are like the 3 that I always kind of go to. There's some other things. Spire Golem, since we're a blue deck, is going to be good here. Been playing a lot of islands. I'm going to play Thoughtcast, maybe even Somber Hoverguard. I don't think we need to, honestly, though. Our deck's going to be pretty aggressive regardless. Same thing with Gear Seeker Serp. I don't know if we need these cards. We could use them, but I want to focus on the artifact stuff first. So do Frogmite, and then Mirror Enforcer, and then Sojourner's Companion, and then Thoughtcast. Spells with Affinity are much easier because you know they're not permanents. I'll play Spire Golem too. Spire Golem is like a sneaky, very, very good card. We could play Springleaf Drum. Yeah, we'll probably play. You know, it's tough. This is not a deck I think where we need Springleaf Drum because we have so many raw forms of like mana advantage here with all the rocks that we're playing. Let's look at just artifacts. We're gonna probably play a lot of eggs, just things that come down. We can use them for various things. We can sacrifice and draw a card if we want to. You know, like spell bombs, skull bombs. Just like utility stuff. And so we'll just like search for creatures here. Or not creatures, but like just artifacts. And we'll sort by mana value. So we'll just go start at the bottom and then we'll go up. Don't really care about... We're not like doing a lot of like counter stuff or anything like that. So things like Ornithopter, Phyrexian Walker are not as appealing. Aether Spellbomb is very appealing. So we will play that. We'll also play Flight Spellbomb when we get to that one. Candy Trail was a great one. Another food that just like gets us a card, lets us scry. Which is like a really, really good card in any kind of artifact deck. We may do some equipment, although I don't think we'll need to. This is a deck where we're just going to kind of like overwhelm our opponents with robots. It's an inevitability. Conjure's Bauble, like we'll play Conjure's Bauble for 1 mana, makes it a token, draw a card, right? So you think about this card as a 1 mana 2/2 that you can set that just draws you a card, and I think that's good enough if we're trying to reach like a critical mass of these things. We're just to make as many as possible. I think that's a good way to go about it. Yeah, Welding Jar is good. Welding Jar. I'm going to play Expedition Map and World Map. I don't think this is not a Twig deck, and by that I mean Wanderers, Twig, and Friends, but I do think it is an Expedition Map and a World Map deck because we can fish out our artifact lands, and I think that's good. Not only that, but they can just get us a basic land if we already have artifact lands. Speaking of which, let's play Trinket Mage, so we can get our 1 mana stuff. Okay, and we're back. What are we at? 77 cards? Yeah. Once you start going, you realize just how many cards are like good in a shell like this, and you just run out of space. But Flight Spellbomb is great. Like, these Scars of Mirrodin Spellbombs, I think, outside of Nile Spellbomb, don't get a lot of respect. I kind of like all of them. Flight Spellbomb and Panic Spellbomb specifically, I like quite a bit. This just gives a creature flying. If you think of it like a low rent wedding invitation, kind of. And then when you sacrifice it, you can pay a blue to draw a card. And Panic Spellbomb is the red one that target creature can't block when you sacrifice them. You can pay red to draw a card. I think they're great. And we'll also play whatever the Spellbomb is. It's a repulse at sorcery speed. Surgical Skull Bomb. Um, like this card is great as just like a 1 mana thing to trigger a commander that we can sacrifice to draw a card. That's like a baseline. Yeah, we're gonna put Sky Shaper in. It's just like the baseline of the card is it just cantrips, but it also has like a repulse attached to it. Granted, like at sorcery speed, but it's a repulse. You know, bounces a thing and draws a card. All the Skull Bombs cantrip with both of their modes, which is sick. Uh, it's a great thing I like about Charforge. I know I mentioned earlier. Furnace Spellbomb is actually good in that deck. Furnace Spellbomb is the one where the activated ability on it, the colored activated ability, like this one repulses. The red one adds oil counters to a thing, which outside of very few cards is pretty bad. I could play Fountain Port Bell. I don't think we need to. Fountain Port Bell's kind of good though. Puts a land on top, and we can cash it in. Maybe. I like the maps because they can get non-basics. This just fishes at basics. We have tons of mana rocks too, so it's not as necessary. Let's finish going through the ones here. I love me Manila Tides. It's not like particularly good here. Like it's not like we're not taking advantage of this card super hard. But man, I love me Manila Tides. This card's good. I mean, it's probably better than I'm giving it. It's just like right now, like if you look at the cards that are gonna come out to utilize it, there are cards that already kind of tap for mana. Yeah, Bella's great. I just don't think it's great in this deck specifically. But I put it in a lot of decks. That's for sure. Play Puzzle Door. I like Puzzle Door. We're just gonna see like a lot of cards and get to the stuff that we want. I like that. Nutrient Block. It's like a bad candy trail. It's kind of hard to like draw lines in the sand in terms of like what cards you will and what cards you won't play because there's so much redundancy around stuff like this. What are we at? 80 cards. Let's pass on the Nutrient Block for now. Lembas we may play, but Nutrient Block probably not. Silver Raven. No. No. I do like me a Life Staff, but not here. Yeah, there's my boy Wanderer's Twig. Yeah, like Twig, Renegade Map, Traveler's Amulet, Fountain Port Bell, World Map, not Wayfarer's Ball. These are things that you play and then can sacrifice for 1 mana. The cheapos. Expedition Map you have to pay 2, but it gets any land. This one ramps you though. This card's kind of good, but I'm not gonna play here. We're gonna play Witching Well. We have tons of ramp. We don't need to go super hard into that stuff. And then we're gonna play like Alchemist Vial and Wedding Invitation. These are like, you know, thing 1 and thing 2 in my opinion. These cards just work really great. If you know, look no further than our giant 4/4 commander to just like be able to get through for damage. Alchemist Vial is a good way to enable that. Same thing with Wedding Invitation. Don't really need Armed Guard Familiar. Don't really care about that. I just want to be doing stuff. I don't want to be so worried about like protecting what I'm doing. I just want to do it, you know. Cryogen Relic, yeah, that's a great one too. I like me a Cryogen Relic. One of the many cards from Edge of Eternities that kind of makes Esperzoa kind of amazing. Go with Courier's Capsule too. This card's kind of expensive though. I mean, it's broken up into 2 separate like activations, like 2 separate costs, right? 2 and then 2. But maybe. I do like maybe Terrarium as well, but I don't think we need it. We could play this like Ethereum Sculptor's like 10 times better than any of those cards. I will play Foundry Inspector too. I'll just get that in there while I'm thinking about it. And then we'll play Machine Over Matter while I'm thinking about that one too. Just a good interactive spell. 2 mana, bounce a permanent, pay 1 mana, or rather, if you have an artifact creature, it costs 1 mana. So it's like an unsummon, but juiced. Escaped Experiment. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're only on the 2s. We're on the 2s, you know. Escaped Experiment, 2/1 for 2. It shrinks things when they attack. Yeah, it's whatever. This is not like an artifact like sacrifice deck. So like Friendly Teddy, unfortunately, is not high on my priority list. I'm a big Friendly Teddy fan though. I just really like, it's a 2/2 for 2. Sacrifice it, you get your draw card. And everyone gets a draw card. I feel like I talk about these cards a lot. Giving cards to your opponent is not bad, and people need to get over it. In fact, it makes games better a lot of the time. Sorry for your loss. We'll play Iceberg. Inverted Iceberg's a great card. It just kind of cantrips, and then late game you flip it into a 6/6. Yep, Shared Discovery's going in here too. A lot of the cards that are good in like my Xeric Strobe Knight deck are good here as well. I mean, a little bit less so because these are not colored permanents or artifacts. So like Ghastly Discovery is not going to be as good. But something like well, I'll just put these in now. Distant Melody on Robot is busted. Shared Discovery is another one that's great. As an initial cost, you tap 4 creatures, but it's a Distant Melody, Shared Discovery, all these cards. When I heard you read Shared Discovery, I read it as Distant Melody, so but these cards are great. Living Lectern's pretty cool. Malketer's Watcher's pretty cool too. Possibly Keep Watch. We just don't know a bunch of cantripping, and like granted, like it's good to like keep seeing more cards, but we do need cards to refuel with. That's an important part of it. Mnemonic Sphere, the same thing as like Conjures, or what is it? Conjures Capsule, kind of same thing. We could do like Mirror Retriever, but we're not playing like Sacrifice stuff, so it's much less appealing. Let's just put Keep Watch. Well, I'm thinking about it. Nurok Stealth Suit. I'm not going to play this card. Obviously, it protects our commander from spells. We're not casting spells on our commander, so it's pretty free. But I don't like cards that you can't interact with. I just think it's boring and stupid. I've talked about this a lot in the past. Like, I think it's important to have vulnerabilities in your deck, and I'm not going to just build a deck based around getting my commander out and just countering everything that targets it. I think that's stupid. Sleeper Dart's cool, but I don't think we need it. Well, I guess we're kind of at the end here. Where was Sky Shaper? I missed it. Is it not here? What did I search for that's not going to be here? It's a 2-man artifact. Whatever, putting it in. This card is something that just wins the game. Gives all your things flying. Very good. These cards are uninspiring. Uninspiring. What's this? Slayer Bots. ETB, tap and stun. I like that. Just like a good solid utility card. Like a Frostlinks, but an artifact. It's pretty cool. Oh no, wait, that's from Spider-Man. We can't play that card. That's from Spider-Man. We have to wait for that one. Sorry. Blood Servitor, less appealing. Cards that make tokens when they enter, not as appealing, obviously, because, we don't get a bonus from playing 2 artifacts, just the first one. So, we'll keep moving on. How much high mana value stuff do we have? What is this? Any spell, mana value 4 or greater. Let's look at the chart. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them so far. Probably not good enough. We can come back to that once we are finished kind of going through everything. We're going to play Eye of Malketer, though. This is a card that people don't really play much of. It's not the most inspiring card, but it's going to do work, and I will explain to you why. 3 mana ETB Scry 2. Fine, whatever. But whenever an artifact enters, it just turns into a 4/4. And we're going to be playing a lot of artifacts. This thing's going to be active a lot of the time. Plus, at instant speed, we can animate it, like with our other tricks. The same way that we'd like generate tokens, we can do those things to also activate the Eye of Malketer. So I think that card's pretty cool. Gilded Scuttler's pretty sweet. This is like, we'll play Gilded Scuttler. This is going to take the place of the Spider-Man card that I'm heartbroken we can't use. We can use it, but I'm not going to. Golden Foundry. 94 cards. Okay, we're getting towards the end here. Gonna have to call it pretty soon. I don't think we want to go like super hard. Yeah, the one that I want to play is the Hull Drifter, the Mull Drifter vehicle. I think that's sweet. Oh, we could play Neuroc Replica. Creatures that like artifact creatures that have good utility like that, I think are sweet. Neuroc Replica is a great one. Just a 3-mana 1/4, just like a big butt creature that you can sacrifice to bounce something. Oh yeah, Heapgate. I don't want to like. That's the thing is like, I don't think these things necessitate huge amounts of infrastructure. Like, it's cool if we have Heapgate, but it's definitely not like something that our deck is built around. You know, so I don't want to like put in. I don't think we need an orb. I don't think the orb is particularly useful except to get Heapgate, and I don't think it's necessary. I don't think like I think the deck functions perfectly well. I like it. I like the variants a little bit better, and honestly, like we have Expedition Map and World Map as well, so we have like some amount of ways to get them, and yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I'm not particularly fond of it. Okay, don't think there's much else that I care about. How many creatures do we have? Not that we're gonna have like, you know, we're gonna have millions eventually. But 21 creatures, 47 artifacts in the deck. That's okay. We've got 96 cards. Let's play an Unstable Obelisk. I think this is probably going to be... I'm just trying to like bake some interaction into cards that otherwise do something. Did I add the right card? Yeah, okay. Wizard Replica is another one. Counters a spell, but that's less important to me. I'm not really interested in doing modular stuff. Like a lot of the cool stuff you can do with artifacts revolves around like sacrificing them and doing tricky things like that. But I don't think like we need to do that here. There's not a lot of ways to do it, and I don't think we need to. Oh, Mechanist and Attendant, yeah. Mechanist is a great one. 2/2 for 4. Look at the top 3. Put artifact into your hand. This card's just like pretty solid. And then Filigree Attendant is just gonna kill people. Filigree. What time is it? 7:32. Making good time. Okay. Filigree. I'll learn how to spell eventually. I've only been doing this for like, you know, 8 months. Oh, we got a Hull Drifter. I like this card. I think this card's really cool. A lot of the decks that I build don't want a card like this. I'm gonna play it here though, just because it's kind of sick. Just a 5-minute artifact, ETB, draw 2. It's pretty cool. Play Mirkin Smith, tutor up a mirror. No, I don't care about that. Oh, Rook Turret. Rook Turret's a great one. It's kind of like the Sky Swimmer Koi, except it's an artifact. And I think just the one of them is good enough for me. We're 101 cards, so probably want to start dialing it down. I'll probably play Self-Craft Mechan as well. Just like a good body that brings something along with it. So this card, I actually really like this card. 4 mana, 3/4, so it's like Hill Giant plus. You know, it's above rate, just as a vanilla. When it enters, you can sacrifice an artifact, and if you do, you put a 1/1 counter on something, and then you draw a card. So you get to put a counter, which is sweet. You get to draw a card, which is sweet, and it's just a big beefy guy. So like the floor on this card is like ETB sacrifice the thing. It's a 4/5 draw card for 4 mana. That's pretty good. We got tons of stuff to sacrifice too. We got 53 artifacts in the deck. All right, let's cut 2 things. Probably cut Commander Sphere, just like a bad 3-mana rock, and we have Unstable Obelisk to take its spot. And kind of like all of my creatures. Maybe we can cut like one of the bad mana dorks, like Hedron Crawler, the 0/1. Maybe we can cut that one. Because what? We've got 1, 2, I guess. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that's a lot. We can probably cut another one. We don't need a second sky diamond, so we'll just got that. All right, let's get some land. So we're at 100. This seems like a workable 100 to me. Let's get Seed of Synod. Let's get Dark Steel, Citadel. We'll get Heap, Gate. There aren't like a lot of great monocolored gates, but we can take a look at exactly what's available. Yeah, I haven't talked about this in a while, but I'm a huge proponent of the idea of building up to 100 cards rather than cutting down to 100 cards. And I think if you're going to do that, putting your lands in first is a good way. Ooh. Goodness, got a scratch in my throat there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think building up to 100 is a great way to keep your deck building kind of in check. It saves a lot of time if you're not trying to, like, look for cuts. Hemming and hawing over every single thing. Let's look for gates. Yeah, not much. I mean, these two are good. This one's fine. This one kind of sucks. Let's just play the 3, honestly. Like, Basilisk Gate on its own is just an activated ability. I think +1/+1. If we draw them, great. If not, whatever. It seems pretty free. I got Heap Gate and, what was it, Cliff Gate? Or Sea Gate, okay. Let's do an Opal Palace and a Study Hall. Again, like, it's free. And what we got, 107, so let's cut 7 of these. I'm not sure what other lands. I'm not gonna play Mystic Sanctuary because, again, like, it's just like a powerful card. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on. We don't need like powerful, boring cards. Oh yeah, land. The great thing about playing like a deck that's pretty heavy on colorless pips is that you have a lot of flexibility in your mana base. You don't need like tons of basics. You can kind of look at other things. Halomar Depths is pretty cool. Let's play Hidden Cataract. I feel like I've never like activated the Discover mode on these cards, but I'm just tickled that we can do it. Just Discover 4. Yeah, I've already got Dark Citadel. Come on, Slats. Come on, buddy. Tighten up. Path of Ancestry. So what is this? This is a robot artificer. Got 3 robots, 5 artificers. No worries, my friend. Path of Ancestry might be okay. Yeah, let's play Path of Ancestry. Why not? That's what I always say. We're not like racing to play all of our lands on curve and cast spells on curve, right? So we can play some tap lands, and this one seems fine. That's why we're playing Seagate, right? And Cataract. I'm not gonna play Quicksand. I kind of like storing Seacliff. Except like these cards kind of suck if you have to play them as your land for turn. They're great to hold on to, but otherwise they're just kind of unappealing. Vindicate Sticks. That's a great utility land. Just the option to surveil when you got nothing else going on is pretty good. Okay, so then we take down 3 more islands. Okay, so we got 53 artifacts, 740. You got plenty of time. I've got like a pretty sick curve here. We got like 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and all the way up to 7. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. This is like fine. Let's deal with it. I'll do the thing. I'll just cover my eyes. Okay, play test. What do we got? We got 2 lands. Got a Sculptor. This hand's actually quite good. With the Sculptor, it's gonna really help us do stuff. All right, so let's draw. Island is perfect. Path of Ancestry is great. This is also an Artificer, so we'll get to scry 1. This hand just kind of has it all. Alright, we're going to hold that Welding Jar for now. We're just going to cast this Ethereum Sculptor. And then we'll Surveil 1 because it shares a creature type. And we will keep that on top because I want more land. And then we'll just hold this stuff. Like, I don't really see a need to like to play all these things right now. We'll draw that. We'll pay 1 for our Sky Diamond. So next turn we will cast our Commander and then just like a free Conjurer's Bauble or something, which seems good. And then yeah, turn 4. Oh, seat. We'll save the seat. Turn 4. We'll cast our guy. Actually, we could cast it. He only costs 4. What am I talking about? 4. We'll Surveil or Scry 1. Put this one on the bottom. Don't need that one. Okay. And now we can just do like Welding Jar, make a token. So we've got a little protection. We've got our token, and we can go next turn. More lands are good. Not like neat, not super necessary, but they become better with things like Deduce, where we are going to want to be sacrificing our clue tokens. So now what we can do is we can just cast this for free and make a token and sacrifice it and draw a card. Look at that. Look at that, gang. Oh, we got all this mana. So what we'll do is we'll hold on to this. We will pass turn, and on someone else's turn, we're just going to Deduce, and we're going to draw a card, and we're going to make a clue, and we're going to make a robot. Beep boop. And then we can just sacrifice the clue. Draw another card. Look at this. Look at this. This is pretty sick, right? I'm not crazy. This is pretty cool. So we got Study Hall. I'm just going to hold the seat until we need like a land drop. Got a couple things we can do. So we're going to start with a Thoughtcast, I think. Just draw a couple extra cards. This is good. This is good. And every turn, like, we're attacking with this thing, obviously. This card's really just a 4/4. It's a beater. Got all these tokens as well. So we haven't yet cast an artifact. So we can cast this Alchemist Vial or just deploy this for free. I think we're just going to play the Spellbomb and make another token. And you know what? Let's just sacrifice this, get this flying until end of turn. Oh, whoops. We'll pay a blue, draw a card. So we got our Replica, which costs 2 mana. Let's just get this out there. We won't get a trigger, but like having the utility I think is good. We can just bounce a thing, and we can attack with our flying creature. Someone else's turn, get to Jace's Scrutiny, make another token. Yeah, look, it's turn 6, and look how many tokens we're making. Granted, like, we're drawing... Oh, whoops. Didn't need that one. Okay. A clue is what I wanted to make. And then, yeah, we can't sacrifice a clue, but go next turn. Basilisk Gate, perfect. And turn 7, let's place your Discovery, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll draw 3 cards. Look at this. Look at this nonsense. Expedition map to get our other gate. We haven't even really done anything at this turn. Yeah, let's just play this for free. Make a robot. Beep boop, beep boop. Now if we like Distant Melody, we draw 6 cards. It's pretty, or 7 because that's a robot. It's pretty sick. Let's just actually, yeah, we already played Lens turn, so let's sacrifice this. We'll get our Heap Gate. I also just like having this Seat of the Senate in my pocket, you know? It's pretty fun. Alright, got our Heap Gate for next turn. On somebody else's turn, we can just cast a Quick Draw Dagger. Make another robot. Attach it here. Just so we have a 5/5. Sacrifice the clue. Oh yeah, reverse engineer. I forgot about that card. That's one that I definitely want to put in. Oh, this card's great. Okay. Yeah, let's put a reverse engineer in. I forgot about that one. That was literally like the card I had in mind when I was thinking about improvise. Yeah, I don't think there's much else with improvise. I know there's like a 4/4 hexproof creature. There's a counter spell, I think. Yeah. Oh, Foundry Assembler. We can play that one. Let's play that one. Just like a free 3/3. It's just like it's like a Frogmite. So let's cut a couple things. Definitely had access to enough mana. So let's cut this Hedron Crawler. Don't need that. Maybe something down here. I like all these cards though. That's the problem. Let's cut a land. This seems fine. 36 lands with like 15 mana rocks or 14 mana rocks. Still plenty. Okay, let's take it back in. Let's take it back in for a spin. 746, we got plenty of time. Boom, 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 boom. Playtest. All right. What do we got? We got Scrutiny, we got Ramen, we got Ornithopter. This hand's pretty good. Oof, now it's just insane. Okay, so we're going to start with this. Turn 2, we're going to play this land. We're going to tap those lands. We're going to play this Vidalcan Engineer. Turn 3, we're going to cast our Commander. And now we're off to the races, my friends. This card's just so good. Okay, so turn 4, we play our 4th land. And we've got an Embarrassment of Riches here. Let's get this Thought Vessel out to ramp us a little bit, and we'll trigger this and make a robot. A little robot here. Then we can flash this in, end of somebody else's turn. Enters, draw. Put these over here. Let's just organize my lands a little bit better. So it's turn 5, and you can kind of see that we're living the dream. Just put this Thought Vessel here, and the ramen there. Okay. And now what we can do, look at all this flash stuff we have. So let's get the Ornithopter Paradise out there. You know, make another one of these. You know what we'll do? Yeah, oh yeah, we'll do it that way, okay. And then we'll just organize these, put robots over here, move this guy over here, we'll keep our Mandadorks over here, move these guys back over here. There, okay. So, 1, 2, 3, yeah, we're on track. All right, then we, pass turn or whatever. Jason Scrutiny something, we'll make another one. Make a clue, which we'll sacrifice and draw a card. Oh ho! A Rook turret. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rook turret. Robot. Yeah, so again, like turn 6, we've got 5 robots, which seems okay. Seems okay to me. And just like a 4/4 that we can just attack with for free. We've got this for the another person's turn. These all 3 will trigger this, so we're in good shape there. Not much else to do. Let's just sacrifice this. We'll gain 3. Flashing this on someone else's turn. A couple triggers. We'll make a robot. We'll draw a discard. Discard the Path of Ancestry. Don't need that. Next turn, Magnifying Glass. So now we're kind of in great shape. We can use our Seat of the Synod here as our land drop to make another bot and draw them and discard. Kind of don't need this. I'd rather have Conjurer's Bubble. So we'll just like get this online, because then we have enough to activate it on an end step and make a robot and a clue. Okay. Conjurer's Bubble. Robot, draw, discard. Play a land. Sacrifice, draw. Yeah, this is fine. This is good. I kind of want to see, because mana is definitely not a bottleneck, so let's go higher up. Let's look at like really high mana value artifacts. Not like super high, but like higher. Is there anything in there that's really cool? Mana value, descending. I can think of a couple like beaters, but I don't think we need beaters necessarily. I mean, if we're gonna play beaters, Maelstrom Colossus is a pretty fun one. Iron Giant's a good one too. 7/7 or 6/6 vigilance, reach, trample. I like that. We got the companion. Oh, Mechanozoa. Oh, Mechanozoa. Yeah, we're gonna play Mechanozoa. Runaway Bolter, Meteorite. 5 mana rock. Can cut. We can cut. I like all these cards. Mechanozoa can take the Gilded Scuttler spot. Or we can just get rid of the expedition map and just keep the world map because it's just generally a better card. I'm trying to look at cards that like I don't mind losing. I like the things that I like the cantrips a lot. We'll just maybe cut expedition map. Just keep the world map as like a 1-outer to get our out of a gate or something. I think that's fair. Like I said, it's not like our deck's not contingent on getting the gate stuff online. It's just like a little free thing that we can do. And world map I think is fine by itself. All right, 752. Let's go back in one more time. We'll give it one more go. All right, 3 lands, some great artifacts. Boulder is flash too, yeah. But I like creatures. Mechanozoa is just too good, and this deck seems pretty tight on slots. So I'm gonna play Mechanozoa over Boulder. Plus, Mechanozoa we get 2 uses out of because it warps, which is pretty cool. All right. Anyway, we got what? We got a relic, ramen, mana dork. Okay, this is all good. Let's just play out this island. Oh, turn one. Yeah, draw a card, right? Oh, that's good. We'll hold on to that one. Island, pass. Okay. Heatgate, optimizer. Okay. Island, go, and then we can cast our commander here. Turn 4. If like honestly, if we're in a real game, for example, we're probably playing like some of these things out before just if there's other things going on. But otherwise, we can just kind of sit back and cast our guy. All right, now we're online. Let's see. So we got 2. So this is at 5 right now. Let's get the relic out there. So we'll just draw a card. That's pretty okay, and then we'll make a robot. Boop. And then we'll pass, flash in ramen, make another one. Next turn. Play Study Hall because I have many more artifacts I can play before I get to the Darksteel Citadel. There's also like I didn't even do like a search for cards that care about artifacts specifically, right? Which we could even do. We just ran out of space from like these things, which I think is pretty cool. So what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got like a 1 mana Sojourner's Companion. Make another one of these. Oh, I didn't draw a card from that. Oh, okay. We'll just cast Outcast. That's not the best, but let's sacrifice this relic. Draw a card. Okay. And let's just get this mana rock out there. I don't care about the fact that we're missing a trigger. All right, Mechan is good. So let's cast the Spellbomb. Yeah, we'll make one of these guys. Then we'll Actually, no. We're gonna cast Mechanist. And we'll go top 3. I'll take that one. Then we'll go, one. I can just cast it here. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Boom. 1, 2, whoop. 3 cards. Great. Some non-artifact stuff to cast. That's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. We can discard an island on end step. Cast Chase of Scrutiny on someone else's turn. Make a clue. Make one of these. And Mechan's going to be sweet. Okay, so here's an interaction. One of the interactions of all time. And another flash creature. That's really good. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Self-craft Mechan. Trigger this. Trigger this. Resolves. Resolve this. Sacrifice that. Counter. Draw. Deduce. An embarrassment of riches, my friends. See, this deck's great. Okay. Let's look just for funsies. Cards that have the word artifact in them. There's like a lot of creatures that make like Thopter tokens and things. I think if I had a chance to go back, what I'd probably do with more time is figure out a balance of non-artifact spells so that we can continue to not waste triggers that care about artifacts. But like Archivian Restoration is a decent one, although that gives us an artifact on the battlefield. This one, Archaeum Ender is actually pretty good because it lets us rebuy one. I kind of want to put an Archaeum Ender in this deck. I feel like a hypocrite now. I was like, no, Runaway Boulder, we're already too tight for space. But then I see Archaeum Ender, I'm like, maybe we'll play an Archaeum Ender. I like Archaeum Ender. Mechanism, got all these cards that I like. We're not playing Ghostly Flicker, screw that. Golden Foundry, Ice Flan. Don't need to be cycling, don't need to be land cycling in this deck, that's for sure. Kenku Artificer's interesting. I do like being able to sacrifice my artifacts to draw cards and things, so maybe that's not as good. 757, okay. Artifact creatures you control gain flying. That one's pretty good. Machinate's pretty good too. Okay, let's put in some cool cards. These are cool ones. They're not necessarily the most powerful cards, but they're cool. Machinate and what did I say was the other one? Archaeum Ender. Machinate's great. You look at the top X, where X is the number of artifacts you have, put one of them in your hands. It's like Super Impulse for artifacts. So we can dig for like a really cool card. I like that a lot. Let's cut us a card. 2 cards actually. We can cut Trinket Mage, don't need the Tutor. Oh, I kind of like having it though. So we can get like a flash card or something. Let's cut the Optimizer. It's like the next on the list of cards that are not the best. We got so much mana production. We don't need it. I'll look at Frogmite. As much as I hate to say it, because it's just a 2/2 and we have so many, I mean, we're not hurting for ways to trigger our commander, so let's cut the Frogmite. Still have 51 artifacts. I think this is great. It's 7:59, so let's wrap it up. This is a cool 100. Thanks everyone for your input. We got there. We built another really cool PDH deck together as a team. As always, you can find the link in the description to the video when I post on YouTube. This is on YouTube already. In the description, there's a link to the deck itself. And there's a link to the bookmark that has all the decks we've built over the last like 8 months there as well. They're yours to do with what you please. Just simple, cool, accessible PDH decks for all to enjoy. And then lastly, if you are able to, there's links to Trevor Project and Trans Lifeline in the bottom. If you have the means with which to donate to those organizations, I recommend that you do. I think it would be a good use of your American dollars as they continue to lose value. So that said, I'll see y'all next week. I don't know what I'm going to build yet, as always, but as soon as I know, I'll let y'all know. But that said, Have a good rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Bye bye now. Thanks for joining.